like our Texas weather, Count Frollo.
My dear Captain, the Prince likes everything about the American West. Which should answer your unspoken question about why he chose Laredo as a place in which to sign a treaty.
I was wondering about that. Somehow I can't see the connection between your country of Abrasia, a Latin American state like Agua Caldo, and a little Texas town.
Prince Laszlo chose Laredo because it represents neutral territory.
So is London, Paris, or Washington, D.C.?
Ah, yes, but they haven't got the Texas Rangers. And my prince is most interested in the Texas Rangers. Ah, here he comes now.
There's a little impromptu rodeo going on up the street, Your Highness, you might enjoy. I think you'll find the rider most interesting too, Your Highness.
Keeps him off the streets.
What do you mean? He's off the streets now, ain't he?
Reese, when you were a sloppy little kid, did you ever fall on your head?
No.
Maybe you should have.
No.
Jump up! Come on! Good ride, Chad.
Thanks, Joe. And that, gentlemen, is how it's done.
Oh, you guys. I'm gonna get a drink.
Would you look what's coming?
Gentlemen, may I introduce the Prime Minister of Ambrasia, Count Frollo, and His Royal Highness, Prince Laszlo, Joe Riley, Eric Hutter, and oh yes, Chad Cooper.
Mr. Cooper, your face is familiar. It should be. You're wearing it.
Yes, of course. Frollo, look at that man. He could be my twin. Tell me, Mr. Cooper, is there perhaps some royalty in your background?
Not that I know of. Pity. You have the face for it. Yes, I always thought so.
Frollo, look, an authentic Mustang. I must ride him this very minute.
Well, our western ponies can be dangerous, Your Highness.
Nonsense. It so happens I'm an excellent horseman. Now, who owns that noble mount?
Noble me, Your Highness. May I? Be my guest.
Thank you.
$20 says he eats dust in half a minute.
You're not talking to Reese, Chad. That's a sucker's bet.
Frollo, how much is $20 in our currency?
About 30 dinars, sir.
The gentleman's wager is accepted. Would you be so kind as to give me a hand up?
Very nice.
Prince?
Think that glass dingus would fall out of his eye, wouldn't you?
What do you make of it, Captain?
Oh, probably some drunken cowpoke clowning around.
Cowpoke? You mean one of those colorful men who herds cattle? Well, this is charming, absolutely charming.
Charming. 1 inch lower, and it might have been absolute heaven, Your Highness.
Now, there's no need alarming the prince over some stray shot.
I think you're right, Captain. Come on, Prince, we'll buy you a drink.
Good.
Oh, I don't think the prince would like it.
Captain, really? I wouldn't dream of missing an opportunity of visiting one of your frontier saloons. I've always promised myself I'd have a drink of your famous beverage. What was it, Frollo? Red Eye, yes. If it's the last thing I do.
Might just work out that way, Prince. What do you say we mosey along?
Good. Mosey. Mosey. Wasn't that priceless, Frollo? I must remember that. Mosey, yes.
Chad, you stay here.
But, Captain.
Eric. Your prince is an enthusiastic young man.
Indeed he is.
Yeah, he is. Pretty good looking, too.
Okay, so I didn't finish the job. I'm still quitting.
You were paid quite well. We demand you see this thing through.
You can demand all you want to, but I'm not getting mixed up with Texas Rangers, and Laredo's full of them. I ain't doing a killing in their backyard.
I see. More money, perhaps.
Lady, they don't make enough money for me to mess around with the Rangers. See you around.
We should have killed Laszlo in Embracia.
Well, we would have been immediately suspect. Don't be a fool. Let it happen here, where violence is so common. And the treaty's a perfect excuse.
Shall I look for someone else to do it?
No time. I had hoped that I wouldn't have to do it myself, but it seems there's no alternative.
Poison? How very feminine.
How very reliable. I won't be the first woman who poisoned her way to a throne.
Some glasses, please. Hello, Reese. Just the man we want to see.
You don't say.
Reese, we have a very distinguished guest in Laredo.
Well, fancy that.
This gentleman is a genuine European prince, Reese. He's going to sign some treaty with a South American outfit. Right here in Laredo.
Your Highness, may I present another one of the Texas Rangers, Mr. Reese Bennett. Reese, this is Prince Laszlo of Embracia.
How do you do?
Looks a lot like Chad, doesn't he, Reese?
Yeah, he sure does. Except for that phony chin piece. Now, Chad Cooper, you come behind now. Reese, let's go.
I'm terribly sorry, Your Highness. Is there anything that we can do?
Yes, take the men out and have him shot!
What are you guys trying to pull anyway?
We're trying to tell you that this isn't Chad. It's a prince of Ambrasia.
Embrace you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right sorry, Your Royalness. I didn't know.
It's quite all right. It's understandable.
Embrace you? Never heard of it.
It's in Europe, Reese.
Just so happens that Ambracia is one of the foremost principalities in the Balkans.
Balkans, huh? I thought you guys told me he come from Europe.
Now, let's all have a drink, shall we?
Is this the Red Eye?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hey, Joe. You sure this ain't Chad?
To the first international treaty to be signed in Laredo.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Well, how do you like the local booze, Mr. Prince?
Your Highness.
I guess it ain't Chad after all, is it?
Laszlo, are you all right? We've been so upset.
Antonia, please. So is my stomach.
We'd heard that someone had shot at you.
Oh, it was nothing. It was a harmless prank by a wandering cowhide.
A what?
A cowhide, Carl. That just so happens is what they call a cattle tender in this country.
This country, it's uncivilized, it's barbaric. You're not safe here, Laszlo.
Helena, why this sudden concern over my safety?
I am your sister.
My half-sister.
We're all concerned about the well-being of our sovereign.
I'm sure you are. Still, I am your sovereign, and I have selected Laredo. What is it? Have you no sense of adventure, of romance?
Have you a sense of romance, Laszlo?
Certainly. Why ask such a silly question?
Oh, nothing. I just wouldn't have suspected it.
You two are dismissed.
Dearest Antonia, you're not going to start all that nonsense again, are you?
I'm sorry, Laszlo. It's just discouraging when a man finds the prairie more romantic than his own betrothed.
Be fair, Antonia. We've been betrothed since we were children. The prairie is something new.
If only once you would make me the center of your interest.
Dearest, I promise. After we're married, I shall be attentive and loving and all that rubbish. But don't you understand? I'm in the Wild West.
Yes, sire. May I be excused?
Now I've hurt your feelings. Wait. Yes. Yes, wait a moment. I'll show you I have been thinking of you. I have a surprise I've been saving for you. A romantic surprise. Now you just sit down right here. Don't move. Now, listen very carefully. I've been practicing all week, secretly. So this wasn't just a stray shot, huh?
No, these incidents are deliberate.
Incidents, plural?
Plural. They tried to set fire to the Prince's railroad car in Abilene. There was a rock slide 2 days ago that almost covered the Prince's coach.
And now this. They certainly are determined.
Who's they?
Almost anyone who's opposed to the treaty between Ambrosia and Aguacaldo, another Latin American country, your own government, anybody.
Well, tell me, Count, how do you feel about the treaty?
I don't like it. As I said, it could be anybody.
Well, it seems to me if this anybody's already tried 3 times, he's going to go for 4, and he just might make it.
He just might. So you see, until the treaty is signed Saturday, your life is going to be in danger every minute, Your Highness.
Well, I can take care of myself, Captain. Did you call me?
Yes, I did, Your Highness. Chad, leave the head on.
Ah, my twin. Now, Frollo, why have you brought these gentlemen here?
Captain.
Chad, if you were to cut yourself right now, you'd bleed blue.
Why, it's extraordinary. It's a very entertaining demonstration, gentlemen. Tell me, does it have a point?
Your Highness, while there is any danger of assassination, we propose to substitute him for you.
I will not permit it.
But, Your Highness...
What sort of a prince would I make if I allowed another man to assume my risks?
It wouldn't be any reflection on you, Your Highness. After all, it's our job.
Enough. I forbid it.
What a pity. I was so looking forward to having a prince in the Texas Rangers.
What did you say, Captain?
Well, sire, if he were to take your place, you would have to take his.
You mean to say that I would wear those clothes and that hat, ride his horse, and pursue brigands? Brigands?
Of course. You'd be a full-fledged Texas Ranger.
Well, tell me, Captain, do Texas Rangers go on buffalo hunts?
Certainly.
I'll do it.
Wonderful, Your Highness.
That will be Antonia. I said I'd have breakfast with her.
A quick chat in there.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sire. I thought we were going to have breakfast together.
We were, my dear, but something unexpected arose. Captain Parmley, may I present my betrothed, Antonia? You will forgive us, dear, but this meeting is going to delay our breakfast. Come back this afternoon.
For breakfast?
She has such a charming wit. Now run along like a good girl. Now, on with the masquerade. That is, of course, if Mr. Cooper has no objections. Objections? Me? Just can't think of one. Well, this thing's going to take some practice, Captain.
It's extraordinary. Since the prince shaved his beard, they're absolutely identical.
Well, not quite absolutely, Frollo. I doubt if Mr. Cooper has a birthmark like this. No, that's all yours, Your Highness.
That'll be Joe and Reese, our first test.
Reese? That's no test.
Well, hi, you Captain. How are you, huh?
You want to see us, Captain?
Yes.
Hiya, Chad. How you feeling, huh? And you, Prince, how you feeling, huh?
Take off your hat, you lout.
Well, yes, sir.
Congratulations to you both.
What's going on here?
A little game. Now, would you believe it if I told you that we switched these two men around? Reese, which is which?
Which is which?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, Captain. They do look alike, don't they?
All right. What's the capital of Massachusetts, huh?
Baltimore.
That's Chad, all right. That's Chad. No foreigner'd ever know that. I'll tell you that right now.
How do you like the fancy duds, Chad?
Now, what makes you think I'm Chad?
You've got that dingus in the wrong eye.
Oh.
Very good, Joe. Now, no one's to know about this. No one. The prince's life may depend on it. Reese, you and Riley stay with the prince night and day.
Yes, sir, Captain. And you can bet your life, your royalness, you're going to be safe with us.
Not him. Him.
Him? Oh.
Okay, get going.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait for me, chaps.
Oh, just a minute, Chad. This is not exactly what Texas Rangers are wearing these days.
Well, and how does it feel to be ruler of Ambrasia, Your Highness?
Oh, it sort of gives me an appetite. Thanks, Captain. Matter of fact, I think I'm in the mood for some breakfast. Yeah. Oh, wasn't that pleasant?
Oh, yes, Laszlo. You've been so sweet and so attentive.
Well, I'm just beginning to feel like my real self. You know, these affairs of state take up so much of one's time that, well, I can hardly remember the last time that we were alone long enough for me to hold you in my arms and kiss you.
That's understandable. You never have.
I never have. I never have.
Laszlo.
Forgive me. Say you forgive me.
Laszlo, the door.
I've neglected you shamefully. Say you forgive me.
I forgive you. But what about that man?
Him you don't have to forgive. That man? What man?
Your Highness.
What do you want?
Captain Parmalee told me to tell you that he will have a little party in your honor this evening, sire.
Well, fine. You can go.
Oh, the captain also told me about your great interest in the West, and as it happens, I'm an expert in the matter, and I could rate it
some other time. You're excused.
Well, you don't have to shout at me.
Apparently, you are not accustomed to the commands of royalty.
Well, we don't make too much of that out here, Your Highness. The way we look at it, you can be a prince one day and a saddle tramp the next.
That was impertinent. Laszlo, send him away.
Well, I'm trying. Out! What now?
Morning, Prince.
What do you want?
Captain Parmalee told me to tell you about a party he's giving for you.
Well, I've been told. Mr. Hunter told me.
You did? Well, now, why would the captain tell me to tell you if he told Eric to tell you?
I wouldn't know. On your way out, would you close the door firmly?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir?
I'm sorry about these interruptions, dearest.
Of course, Laszlo.
Well, howdy, Your Greatness. Captain Parmalee told me to stop by and tell you that...
Will you stop telling me he told you to tell me I've been told?
Well, now, how about that, huh? How about that? Who told you, huh? Who told you? Well, now, if somebody told you, then the captain shouldn't have told me to tell you. Huh. Without a gun, watching that Apache, trying to let my friend scalp. Oh, man. Lucky that Injun's knife wasn't too sharp. Lucky his knife wasn't too sharp, because there he was having a terrible time, just a sawing away. And they give me just enough time to grab a spear and wham! Right in his guts. And he bled like a stuck pig. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, ma'am, let me tell you, if you haven't taken a knife and shoved it into a stuffed pig, you'll never live.
Where are your other rangers, Captain? Riley and, I forget the name of the other.
Cooper. They're on a routine patrol. Keep them out of mischief.
Very refreshing punch, Captain. Very refreshing.
We're pleased. You're pleased, sire.
Matter of fact, I think I'll have another. Where did that waiter go? Oh, you, Bennett, I believe the name is. Would you fetch me a punch?
Huh?
Come, my good man. Fetch me a punch.
Well, now, let me tell you something. There ain't nothing in the whole world I'd rather do than fetch you a good punch.
Please, allow me.
Thank you.
Allow me, madam.
You know, Mr. Bennett, it's a shame your Mr. Cooper couldn't be here. I understand he's the finest man in the Rangers.
Mr. Cooper, finest man in Rangers, but let me tell you something right now, he ain't.
Oh, you stupid, clumsy ape!
You can say that again.
Well, I'm sure sorry. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, sire.
Strange. He's taken a sudden dislike to you, Your Highness.
No, of course not. Why, we're old friends, aren't we?
Captain, about the Texas Rangers, do they receive extra compensation when danger is involved?
No, not at all. Danger is part of the job. Duty is duty.
Ah, yes. Dulce et decorum est pro debe mori.
What does that mean?
It is sweet and seemly to die for one's duty.
Oh.
The motto of our country, sire.
Oh, yes, of course. Why, certainly it is. I just didn't recognize it at first. It sounds different in this country. Captain, why don't you go on with your most interesting story?
Well, sire, the Texas Rangers were organized before the Civil War. We started off with about 29 men.
You sent for me? I told you the last time, I ain't messing with the Rangers.
But don't you understand? Your job will be easier now that we know that the man pretending to be Laszlo is actually a ranger named Cooper.
Easier? You mean harder?
Ah, you fool. We don't want you to go after Cooper. That's what they're expecting. While they're busy protecting their ranger, you can find Laszlo and...
Yeah? Where is this Laszlo?
Masquerading as the ranger. Somewhere on the streets of Laredo.
Hey, you know I could kill him legal. Maybe pick a fight with him. This Laszlo, can he handle a gun?
He doesn't know the first thing about them.
Lady, you got a deal.
They've been very careful to keep him out of sight, but he can't be far. After all, the treaty with Aguacaldo is to be signed tomorrow.
Find him, Mr. McGuire. And this time, finish him.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Yeah, kind of funny to see me walking along the street, isn't it?
How do you like rangering, Chad?
Marvelous. But when are we going after some bandits?
Well, now we're supposed to keep you out of mischief.
But the captain promised, and I've been practicing with my firing iron.
Shooting iron.
Well, whatever it is, actually, I've become quite good. Watch. Anka!
Hold it. Put that thing away, will you?
Don't do things like that. Leastways not around here.
Oh. Well, shall we, mosey onward?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh! Look who's coming.
We forgot to tell you about her, Chad.
Who is she?
That's Cindy Lou, your girlfriend. Now, you make a big fuss over her. She'll expect it.
Chad, honey, where you been?
Cindy Lou. An honor, as always, milady. Hey, he's making time with my girl.
Well, why not? You're making time with his.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey, what's got into you?
Well, I'm just delighted to see my frontier flower once again.
Frontier flower? You've been drinking?
Certainly not.
Fine, you can buy me one.
You there, my good man, what's his name?
Sam.
Samuel. A glass of chilled Madeira for the lady, please.
Are you kidding? Sam, red eye.
Oh, my dear, I think I should warn you about the red eye.
Hey, what have you guys been doing to Chad? He's sure acting peculiar.
Well, Chad's not been himself lately, man.
Yeah, you could say that.
Not been himself. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Oh, I really don't think you should. Bravo! Bravo!
Hey, you promised to take me to the dance tonight in Reynosa, remember?
Well, now, Cindy Lou, I think it'd be best if you don't see Chad for a while, really.
Don't tell me what to do, you big galoot. If I want to talk to Chad,
Well, now, Cindy Lou, you just don't understand. I think it'd be better if you come over here with the best thing you do.
Excuse me a minute, please, friend.
Certainly. Come, Joseph. Certainly never heard of the Marquis of Queensberry rules here. I beg your pardon, sir.
Why don't you watch where you're going, you lousy sidewinder?
What did you call me?
A sidewinder.
Sidewinder. Well, what exactly is a sidewinder?
A dirty, low-down, sneaking snake.
Of course, sidewinder. Otherwise known as Crotalus cerastus. Isn't that in the same genus as the timber rattler?
How would I know?
All members of the genus Crotalus possess a rattle at the end of the tail, doesn't the sidewinder?
Yeah, a sidewinder's got rattles. I seen one once with... You some kind of smart hombre? You trying to make a fool out of me? I think you better draw, mister.
Draw? Oh, you mean sketch?
Oh, no. Look! We better get down there fast. Change into your own clothes and get rid of that beard.
Better go for your gun. Texas Ranger. Make your move.
Since I have been challenged, I have the choice of weapons. I'll inform my second to fetch my dueling pistols. Shall we say 40 paces?
Right here and now, mister. You got a gun. What's the matter, you yella?
Where's Laszlo? He's gone! Hold it right there, mister. This is between him and me. If you want to take on a ranger, I'll be happy to oblige.
How about me? Make a bigger target for yourself.
I'll thank you both not to interfere. This man called me a coward.
Well, now that wasn't nice. That wasn't nice at all.
All right, come on, friend. We're gonna show you the error of your ways.
This is a private matter, and I'm ready to fight him fair and square.
This man challenged a prince. Honor demands that I accept.
You ain't accepting nothing.
What seems to be the trouble?
This galoot here wants to have a gunfight with Chad.
Did you try reasoning with him?
There ain't nothing to talk about. If he ain't gutless, let's fight.
You know, I think he's right. You might as well get it over with. Ready, Chad?
Ready.
All right, get that wagon out of there. Give this man some shooting room.
I am now prepared to give you satisfaction, sir.
Well, that's more like it.
A small request, my good man. Might I loosen up a bit first?
Loosen up all you want, seeing as how you're gonna be kind of stiff pretty soon.
You're too kind. Shall we commence? Draw.
Well, glory be. If I hadn't have seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. I just wouldn't have believed it. Hey, you're quite a guy there, Chad. Quite a guy.
Unhand the royal shoulder, you clod.
Well, now, you listen here, Chad.
And stop calling me by that silly name. You may address me as your highness.
But we had orders.
Hang your orders and remove your hat when speaking to royalty.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Your Highness, Cindy Lou's real mad at you.
Cindy Lou? Why is she mad? If you two mangy coyotes have been telling her lies...
Chad Cooper, you sneaking varmint. I'm gonna fix you so I'll never mix up the two of you ever again.
Now,
I'm
Reese!
gonna fix the Reese! He's gonna be Reese! I get my hands on you. Reese!
I distinctly recall someone punching me.
Well, take it easy, Your Highness. You've had a trying day, winning a gunfight and all that.
Really?
And this hired gun must have known of the switch. He picked a fight with Laszlo the moment he caught him alone.
Who do you think he's working for? Foreign country? Frollo?
No, I'll put my money on that Rigo Glacier Helena.
Oh, I suspect her.
Well, she's got the most to gain. And besides, she doesn't exactly seem to adore her half-brother. I got a feeling that she's onto us. I was watching her at the party the other night and...
Well, why didn't you tell me this earlier?
Well, earlier it was only a suspicion. Now with this gun incident, it's something else.
Well, we can't arrest royalty on suspicions. It might create an international incident. Besides, who knows, the prince will believe us. He's got a mind of his own, you know.
Well, maybe we should switch them back. That might confuse them for a while.
Too risky. We'll play the hand through. Tell Laszlo he's confined at the barracks with Reese and Riley until further notice.
Well, you're going to have a very unhappy prince in your hands. He's expecting to go on patrol, you know.
Well, that's too bad. As of right now, he's confined to his quarters, whether he likes it or not.
Hit me. Oh, you. That's a nice tune, your royalship, but you have to keep playing it. That's 9 times tonight. Now, why don't you play something cheerful?
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Bennett, but it's the only one I know. Besides, I don't feel cheerful. I want to chase outlaws.
Captain's orders, Prince. You stay here and we stay with you.
Yeah, we're sorry, your royalship, but you know, orders is orders. And it's kind of a shame, too, because I think you'd really enjoy watching old Joe here doing some of this real fancy tracking.
Tracking? What is tracking?
It's following a trail.
Oh, following it? Yes, I know, like an Indian does.
Huh. Old Joe here, he can track better than any engine you ever saw. Old Joe here, he can even trail over water.
I'm not so sure I'd like to try that.
Tell me, gentlemen, supposing the man you're tracking conceals his tracks.
It's been tried before. What do you say we get some shut-eye? I want you to be real sharp for the ceremony tomorrow.
Yes, of course.
Oh, boy. Oh. Hey, Prince, you mind blowing out that lamp and getting to bed?
No, certainly not.
Hey, Joe, Imagine telling a prince to get to bed, huh? Now, don't that beat all?
He's supposed to sign a treaty in a matter of hours and decides to play games. Now, how did this happen?
Well, I told the prince there how great Joe was at tracking, and I guess that's what put the idea in his head, Captain.
Well, you get this idea in your head. Find him and fast.
Track him in the dark?
Get moving.
It's his, all right. You've killed him.
I didn't say that. I've got him tied up in a cabin way off in the hills.
Why, when you know what we want you to do?
I want more money, that's why. This has been a rougher job than I figured.
You swine! We've already paid you more than enough to...
Oh, shut up, Carl. How much?
Another 1,000 should do it.
Give him 500, Carl. And the rest when he has completed the job.
Oh. Come in.
Sorry for the interruption, Your Highness.
I'm getting used to it, Captain.
It's time for the ceremony, Your Highness.
What do you know? I suppose all good things must end sometime. Antonia, there's something you ought to know.
Your Highness, not just yet. You've got some unfinished business to attend to.
Figure he come this far out?
Yeah. So did the man that followed him. Oh.
Hey, Joe. Ain't that the hombre tried to pick on the prince yesterday?
That's him.
Well, I wonder where he's going.
He could be going to the prince.
Well, now, looky here, Joe. That's going to be a wild goose chase. We better stay with the trail.
I see we go with that fella there.
All right. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll flip a coin. Heads, we follow him. Tails, we stay with the trail.
All right.
Tails. Hey, the coin said tails.
Did it now.
Out.
Well, what am I going to do, Captain? I can't sign a treaty.
Stall and pray and hope that Joe and Reese find Laszlo in time.
And if they don't?
Then you'll have to sign. We cannot risk exposure.
But I can't sign a treaty. I could be hanged for that.
You just might be hanged if you don't. Now let's go.
This will be a great
moment in history, Your Highness.
Yes.
The first cultural alliance between a Latin American country and a European nation.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we?
Yes, certainly. I would imagine that your family's very proud of you today. Did you bring them along?
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame. How many children do you have?
3, Your Highness.
3. All boys? No. 2 boys and a girl. How are they doing in school?
Pretty good.
You've been a lot of trouble, Prince. But no hard feelings. My, this just ain't your day, is it?
So your grandmother is still living. Well, bless her Latin American soul. How about your grandfather?
I appreciate your interest in my family, Excellency. But it's time for the treaty to be signed.
Well, I'm just trying to be friendly. After all, that is our purpose, is it not?
Satan?
Oh, just a moment. Farlow, I think perhaps you'd better read it aloud.
Read it? Aloud?
Certainly. I want to know what I'm getting here. Farlow.
But...
By the grace of God, the kingdom of Ambrasia, in this year of our Lord, 1868.
How do you feel, Prince?
Exhilarated. This has been the most exciting adventure.
Yeah, well, the excitement ain't over yet. We got to get you back to sign that treaty.
No, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm going to remain and become a Texas Ranger.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And in the hope that this agreement will enrich our mutual lands culturally, materially, and spiritually, we hereby affix our seals and signatures.
Is that all of it, Frollo? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I seem to be all thumbs today. Frollo, perhaps you'd better have a fresh one made, hmm? Careful now.
Put our friend McGuire here on the horse, huh, Reese?
Yeah. All right, come on, let's move.
Suppose we ought to mosey along too, huh, Prince?
Mr. Riley, why can't your friend Mr. Cooper take my place? I mean permanently, and I his. It's been my dream.
Why spoil it by making it come true?
Well, why do you say that? Aren't you happy as a ranger?
Oh, sure I am, but then I'm not a prince, am I? You know, I'm going to tell you something. When I was a little kid, I had a dream, too. I wanted to be a riverboat gambler.
Why didn't you do it?
Well, I found out I was cut out better for something else. I like being a ranger. That's my job, and that's what I'm good at. Just like you being a prince. You know something? I got a hunch you're a lot better at it than Chad's ever going to be.
Yes, of course you're right. Duty does come first. And I suppose a dream must remain a dream in order to be a dream.
Be glad you got a dream, Prince. Most folks ain't even got that much.
Which reminds me of another story. When I was...
Your Highness, please, no more stories. Sign or we nullify the treaty.
You'd better sign.
One moment, please.
You will excuse me for a moment, please. Thank you, Senor Martinez. Don't let the ink get cold.
Now what?
They've discovered the body. They're backed against the wall.
Idea? Mr. Martinez? It didn't take long, did it?
Bravo. Wait! That is not the prince's signature. This man is an impostor.
Be careful what you say, Carl. It looks authentic enough to me.
It's a forgery. I'd know Laszlo's real signature anywhere. I tell you, this man is a fraud. Confess, you devil. You're a ranger named Cooper.
Has it ever occurred to you, Carl, that I might have chosen to shave off my beard?
And replace it with a false one, eh? Then why would anyone do that?
It is not your place to question the whims of your prince.
You're not my prince! And I'll prove it. Laszlo Van Brazier has a birthmark on the inside of his forearm.
Surprise.
But...
Captain Parmalee?
Your Highness.
Pleasure.
Goodbye.
Ah, my friend the actor. Mr. Cooper, it's been a real pleasure knowing you. It's been a pleasure being you. Yes.
Goodbye, Mr. Cooper. You played your part quite well.
Ma'am, I want you to understand, I was under orders all the time. It's, duty, you know.
Well, I hope your duty wasn't too unpleasant.
Oh, my conscience bothered me every minute.
Really?
Well, bye, ma'am, and I hope you'll forgive me for pretending like that and taking you in.
I'll forgive you, Mr. Cooper, if you'll forgive me for pretending that I was taken in.
Yes, ma'am.